You guys smell that? Smells like football's back. Yep, that's right. I said it. Football's back. The Miami Dolphins have reported to training camp. I think they are on day 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken, by this point, training camp. And it's been pretty interesting. Every day a small little snippet of videos come out. You have Tua hitting Tyreek Hill at the perfect spot. And then you have Jalen Waddle going up and just grabbing just an absolute freak show catch. So it's looking good so far. And I'm really excited to see what this team can become. You saw glimpses of potential with this Miami Dolphins team last year with the emergence of Jalen Waddle just being an absolute beast at receiver, being able to catch anything thrown his way. I know there were a few gimme throws here and there, some screens, some little fake passes, or whatever you want to call it. But he did have a lot of receptions, and I'm really hoping he can build on top of that. And especially when he has another beast of a wide receiver in Tyreek Hill on the other side of the field. It's not even lined up next to him, just creating insane mismatches for either one of them. It all really depends on the guy getting the ball, which is Tua Tagovailoa. And on top of that, a lot of scrutiny. Tua said, F it, man. I'm tired of hearing you guys. Say what you want. And that's the type of energy I do like seeing from our quarterback. And it all does hinge on this year. They're getting him the weapons. They got him an offensive-minded coach. So they're trying to build this thing right around Tua. The defense is pretty much built up. And that's a lot in thanks to Brian Flores, Josh Boyer, whoever you want to credit to that. In terms of building the team, him, Chris Greer. So the defense is set for a couple of years, and I think it's going to be amazing if we can keep that core intact. But on top of that, you also have all these new additions like Terran Armstead, Cedric Wilson, Tyreek Hill on the offensive side, Alec Ingold, and a few other guys, Raheem Mostert, and there's one guy I'm forgetting to name at the moment. But either way, there's a lot of Chase Edmonds. So there's a lot of offensive moves catered to helping Tua, guiding this team in the right way offensively. The defense was always there. It's all about the offense. Now, enough of that. Let's talk some about training camp. So I have important dates in terms of training camp. These are the days that fans are allowed. Yes, I do know tickets are sold out, but just want to refresh if anyone's watching this and does have access, tickets to go to these events. So we have July 30th, which is this upcoming Saturday, August 2nd, which will be the first day in pads. So that's going to be a good day if you have tickets for that. August 3rd, August 5th, August 6th, August 7th, and then they pretty much have a break between August 7th and August 24th and 25th, which will be joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles. So that should be interesting because that's going to lead up to the Dolphins' third preseason game. But let's go to the first preseason game, which will be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7:30 Saturday, October 13th. And that is at Tampa, and then the other two are at home. Since the Dolphins are an AFC team, they get 2 preseason home games and one less home game compared to the NFC teams who are now getting an extra home game this year. New rules of the NFL's extra game. So week 2 of preseason, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, August 20th at 7 p.m., Hard Rock Stadium. And then a week later, Saturday, August 27th at 7 p.m. against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm excited to see, what happens throughout this time of training camp, preseason games, and leading up to the first week, which will be against the New England Patriots at home. But first thing I want to say is just, it's going to be interesting. Dolphins have had a lot of big acquisitions. They've had to let some few pieces go, but it's not as hurtful as some people may expect. We had to let go of Allen Hurns, Devontae Parker, and just saying notably not. We've let go of a few people, but you also let go of Jesse Davis, who some fans will say he's a revolving door. Some will say he's a pretty decent offensive lineman. I'm kind of in the middle ground there. I'm not huge on him, but I'm also not, thrilled to see him leave. But it is what it is. So, talking about that, some new transitions that the Dolphins have made since my last video, which was pretty much March. 23rd, which was pretty much the beginning of free agency. The Dolphins also exercised a fifth-year option on Christian Wilkins, extended Xavier Howard, signed Thomas Morstead. Who else am I missing here? Traded Devontae Parker to the New England Patriots, signed Sony Michel, and signed Melvin Ingram, linebacker Melvin Ingram. And that's pretty much it. Until recently, we signed Mohamed Sanu leading up to training camp. So that was an interesting addition. So how I look at it, there's going to be some position battles. So you're going to have wide receivers through 2 through 5 fighting for a roster spot. My bad. I would say 3, maybe if not 4 to 5. The last 2 wide receiver spots or last 3 wide receiver spots are really going to be fought by, Mohamed Sanu and other wide receivers there. Because I do see Tyreek Hill, obviously, Jalen Waddle, and Cedric Wilson making this roster in terms of wide receiver. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Lynn Bolden Jr. He's a hybrid running back / wide receiver. So he's kind of a jack of all trades in terms of what he can bring to this Dolphins team. He's been on and off the roster constantly throughout his tenure with the Dolphins. But it'll be interesting if he can make this roster, because I'm interested to see what he can do with this Mike McDaniel's offensive system. Now, you also have a debate for the second tight end spot. Durham Smythe has proven to be a pretty good tight end number 2 to Mike Gesicki. Durham Smythe, really good blocker, and he's been able to catch a lot of clutch catches lately. So I'm really hoping to see either him grow or see what we have in Hunter Long, because I feel like we drafted him a little early when we could have addressed other needs in that draft a year or 2 ago. And then on top of that, I think just the battle for who's going to be ending up rushing the quarterback on the defensive side for the Dolphins. Because we have Melvin Ingram, we do have Emmanuel Ogbah, we do have Jalen Phillips, just to name a few guys, Sam McGuavin. So I want to see who rises to the top and comes out as the starting rushers, and on top of that, just what this team could do, because we kept Josh Boyer as our defensive coordinator, which he was the one calling the plays. Yes, I know this team kind of was built in terms of defensively around the vision that Brian Flores has, but Josh Boyer was the one executing it. He was the one talking to the guys day in, day out. It's hard to being in as much control as some people think head coaches are. But those are some battles I'm really looking forward to seeing. Also, cornerback number 3 spot. Nick Needham has held down the fort there, but I want to see if there's anyone else like Trillium Williams, if he can ball out, because he has some hype to him. So just some things here and there. Aside from that, not much else to say except for I'm excited for football to come back. I hope you guys are. In terms of training camp, videos may not come as often, but definitely for preseason games and regular season games, there's going to be videos back. And on top of that, we're going to have game picks back. For sure, I have Chris locked down. May or may not be trying to add someone new. News to come on that soon. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.